What would you do with that same attitude? Would you stand up and look out on me? Lend me your crypto and I'll multiply it in two. So you'll never have any type of... You already know. Listen, y'all keep talking about... listen. The people like Jake Sharp, B Roots, even the clown guy that no longer gets any type of burn in no type of popularity in Hex. For example, they've all reached out to me behind the scenes in asking me, whether it's to subscribe to their channel or join their group or even pay for their groups. And guess what I've done? I've either ignored them altogether or I've had like just very small talk, like just to let them know, whatever, I'm not interested. And in the case of the clown, I let them know, listen, you want me to do that? Well, sub to my channel. And the funny thing about that guy is I realized real quick when I saw that he wanted me to follow him, then he followed me for a very short period of time. And then when I look back, he unfollowed me. So it was just a marketing ploy for him to make it seem like he had more followers than people who he was following. Just weirdo stuff. But again, when you're dealing with this crypto thing, you can't think that people are here for your best interest. It is what it is. Listen, I didn't believe in Hex in the beginning. That turned out to be a very costly mistake. The costliest mistake I've made in crypto. Period. Okay? But I had to come to that realization on my own terms. There's not one individual or piece of information or anything that really steered me into believing. Not to say that it happens, the fact that it might happen to other people, they get convinced and, they buy into whatever explanation that people have, even Richard's, education and everything. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but it wasn't just that alone. I had to put in my own time to study this because that's what I needed to do. If I was going to invest my time, my money into a crypto, I had to understand it and learn it for myself. Anything else that was on the internet, that's just complementing. It's complementary to what I've already had because that's just me. That's just how I am. I literally did the research. I took all the information that's on the outside too and just added to what I was already collecting over the years. Because this wasn't a thing that, one day, just because it went all-time high, I decided to jump on board. Absolutely not. My studies with this started in 2020, April 2020 to be exact. And I didn't believe it. I dipped my feet in. And then I dried my feet. In other words, I acquired some stuff. I didn't understand it, threw it away because I didn't even like it at the time. It was a very big mistake. The worst mistake I made in crypto.
Do a spoken word for us now, right?
Right.
And tell us what we're about to hear.
It's just a freestyle.
Okay.
I'm just going to think it up as
freestyle. Well, let me sit back. Go ahead, Marshall.
Okay. Years ago, they tried to put me in the...
You want to try to read something from your book? You're going to do a spoken word.
But what it did was it helped me understand the importance of gathering information, collecting information, drawing your own conclusions, and making your own well-calculated, independent decision, apart from anything anybody else got to say. Because everyone, let me tell you, no one knows what these markets are going to do. No one can predict when the next bull market is coming. No one can predict how high these prices are going to go up or fall. No one can predict anything. What you can be certain of is you have you. You have you to either thank for or to be upset with when you get involved in this crypto game. When you do well, you're going to congratulate yourself. When you get rugged, you get so upset that you're going to deflect. Instead of taking responsibility for your anger, you're going to blame other people. It happens. It happens. And don't get me wrong, like, there are good people in cryptocurrency, even though it's riddled with corruption left and right. That's not a secret, folks. Everything is most certainly not kumbaya in cryptocurrency, in any crypto community. Not just Hex, in any crypto community. Everything is not kumbaya because you're dealing with money, and money brings the worst out of people. I'm telling you, like they say, I didn't make this up. But the saying goes, money's the root of all evil. People value money more than they value themselves. Period. We're not, it's not about, folks don't want you to have more than they do. You kidding me? I don't care that this guy, the guy who created Staker app, sent a tweet out and he's now thinking about creating his own layer 1 blockchain. I don't care. I don't care that Jacula just was the 21st brick in the Furu building and then tried to just vampire his way through Hex and created his own system and doing what he's got doing over there with Hexicans over there. I don't not even care about that anymore, because that has happened many times every single year since I've been in crypto, and I have not been in crypto the whole entire time. Multiple years. You always find this. It's not going to stop. It's not. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Throw, spend energy, expend so much time, because none of this worrying, none of this stressing out, all this stuff is translating, is making any number go up in your wallet. You're not making money engaging in drama. You're not making money wallowing in misery or trying to be Captain Save a crypto. You're not making money doing that. You're not. I get it though, sharing information and letting people know and be aware of the pitfalls, because I was about that. In the first couple of years I've been in crypto, I was all about that. Calling people out. Literally calling people out on their nonsense. Until I realized, there's a swift thing too that I realized, and because this is the wild, wild west still, most people don't even care. I've seen it. It doesn't matter how many scams you see that gets publicized. People don't really care until it happens to them. And even then, that care, that sense of, extending sentiment only reaches a certain point, and then it dissipates. Because what you see happen all the time now, the whole of last year was nothing, from the top of the year to the end, was nothing but scam after scam after scam after scam after scam that have come and gone, that have been shilled, that people, promoters were paid to even talk about. People in this community spoke about. And I'm not talking about the big $1 billion ones. What about Dodeca? You have people in this community that were talking about Dodeca, giving it to the community as if, like, not saying to, but they were talking about it as if, they didn't see anything wrong with it. You hold the token and then you earn Hex. Guess what? That turned out to be garbage. It turned out to be a rug. Literally, like, really. In this community. It is what it is. Saw it with my own eyes. Saw it. People come out of nowhere. They come into the community and, all of a sudden their popularity shoots through the roof. Sure. But then they go, conjure up a plan, and then voila, they're coming out with their own token. This is what happens. This is part of the game. Everything is not perfect. You're going to have the good and bad and everything. But you got to be very careful in who you align, what you're dealing with, because your reputation in crypto follows you, believe it or not. Believe it or not, it is a thing. Reputation follows you 100%. And once you do something bad, it's very, very hard to remove the bad reputation and change it to a good reputation. Once you've had your good reputation and you lose it, it's so much difficult for people to regain it. 100%. Some people I used to go at, as far as promoters and people of that nature, it's like I've learned over the years, they are who they are. They can't help themselves but shill everything new. They can't keep still. That's just who they've been. If they show you who they are, at some point you have to believe them. You can't you can't change anybody other than you. Some people just look to change. We need to change. Change what? First, change yourself. If you want to see the change, you have to become the change. You understand? There's always going to be people who appear to be well knowledgeable about certain things, and they end up being frauds. Fraudulent, complete fraud. Table that. Leave it where it needs to, let it lie, let it rest, put it aside, and focus on what's important. Focus on what's important. In good times you'll have good, you're going to have bad times. But don't embrace the bad times. Who cares? Look at what's going on right here. You have some people who don't care about anything except unexpecting a pulse chain to launch, having no expectations for a pulse chain to launch. That's their choice. Then you have some people who want to do everything. They don't want to miss anything. They want to sacrifice. If you got 1,000 things that have a sacrifice period, they're investing in 1,000 different things. Then you have people who are in between. You have people doing a bunch of different things. Everyone's strategy is not good for you. You got to develop your own style, your own strategy. And watch what the information you take in and from whom. It becomes very embarrassing and damn near hurtful when you stand by somebody, right? And you come to find out they're no good. I get it, because you've also even spoke about it, right? You've shown support. You've done things to, again, show support. And then when you find out that it's just all of that falls to the floor, it's hurtful, disappointing. It is, and it changes you. But in the end, even going through those emotions and those things, what are you in this for? You in this to make money, or you in this to make friends? Because making friends is just a bonus. You're already sacrificing all types of different things that people in the regular world don't even understand. And I say regular because, I'm talking about folks that are outside of crypto. They won't understand what you're going through here. You sacrifice for what? Freedom of what? To do what? To have no expectations about what? For what? Oh, you crazy. If the majority of people won't understand this. Only a few, but the majority won't. But that's okay. You assume the risk. You and everyone like you, we've assumed the risk. And we will be victorious in the end. It's that type of energy you need to learn to attach with or respect and acknowledge and not forget. And who cares about people trying to, show you a dangled some type of golden carrot and make you feel like you needed it when you know you didn't need it. You know very well you didn't need anything they got to sell you, but they're trying to trick you out of your opportunity to experience multiple gains pretty soon in your life. So if this is how people are behaving now, again, and I've said this so many times, if this is how people are behaving now, imagine should this pulse chain materialize, the mainnet launch happen, you already know these individuals and the people who behave like them, hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. They just very jumpy. They're not steady, all erratic, no type of balance whatsoever. They're tricking themselves out of the bag. They're not holding their coins for a long period of time at all. They will have weak hands. They will not be committed. They're showing you. And guess who's gonna reap the benefit? The wolves. There are wolves out here in crypto. There are wolves. There are people, the scavengers, hyenas, savages, just waiting in the winds, waiting on the sidelines, and even in the community, waiting to take everything you got. Because they understand it. How crazy is that? They understand it more than you do. That's why they're waiting to take it from you. They understand it more than you do. And you're the one that's in the position to win. You're the one that's in the position to reap the rewards. But you're unwilling to really see and look at what's in front of you and take note of what's really going on here. It's not about what everyone thinks all the time. It's about what you think and what works for you. My plan may not necessarily work for you. Your plan may not necessarily work for me. Our plan may not necessarily work for others. But it's here for all of us to benefit in some shape, form, or fashion. A lot of people could be criticizing this community, even me. I don't care. Your criticism doesn't affect or interrupt 00 UTC cha-ching. My blogs, my hundreds of blogs that I made about crypto hasn't affected or interrupted 00 UTC cha-ching every day. The technology works as it was developed to work, as it was designed to work, regardless of what human beings feel or believe or want to think and know. They work for us. These contracts work for us on our behalf. And in the meantime, because I understand human behavior, for example, like I'm not going to allow certain things to interfere and get in my way of looking at the big picture. When you think about the intermediary, the short-term nonsense, 6 months from now, you're going to forget about it. A year from now, you're going to forget about it, depending on what these things are. Because we're going to be at a different level in our life. Should everything materialize as it should, with no expectations, we're going to be at a different point very soon. Talking about different things, seeing things from a different set of lens. Because our experiences will be different. Because something will be added into our lives to enjoy a certain level of abundance, to learn by way of knowledge, to apply what we learn, to receive what we're meant to receive. This is a give and take. It's a law of reciprocity, left and right, back and forth, constant. It's a constant flow, harmony. This is what we're doing right here. This is what we're getting tapping into. This is what we're dealing with. There's some people that don't care for ETH power and ETH fair. They call those things trash. Well, those things are still there, and people have their tokens were copied over there. It's how you feel is how you feel. Other people can feel different. Who cares? Who cares? There's some people, all they care about is pulse chain. They don't even care for Hex. Who cares? There's some people that believe Pulse X will outperform Hex and Pulse Chain. Who cares? Doesn't matter. In the grand scheme, none of it, who cares? These are good problems actually to have. Good discussions to have if you really get caught up in all of that. But I don't even want to deal with that because that's just whatever. That, again, it doesn't affect or take away from cha-ching, 00 UTC every single day. All this other negativity, all this other weirdo stuff, energy, whatever, vampire, crap, nonsense, shady, shifty people coming into your life. They try to take what you have, pretend like they're your friend, but they're two-faced hypocrites. Who cares, man? Who cares? That's how life is. That's how life is. You step away from crypto, don't think it's gonna disappear in real life. Now we gotta be adults here and understand what we're dealing with. Especially when you talk about a bunch of money. Like, come on, folks, kumbaya and all that. With a bunch of money, you gotta be careful. Be careful. Keep your operational security game tight. I don't even understand. Well, this is not Monopoly. This is not make believe. Right? Milton Bradley or whatever board game. This is not make believe. Folks. You understand? Crazy. Multiply any number times these thousands of gains. And you grinning your teeth and ha he he ha ha. Yeah, ha ha ha. Be careful. Cause you don't know who's watching. It could be the ones closest to you that'll take you down. I'm telling you. It'll be the ones that are closest to you that'll be the cause of your destruction and downfall. Especially when money's involved, people. But y'all be careful, man. Wisen up. Be vigilant. Tighten up. Always, because this is for you. You shouldn't care. You shouldn't have people care about whatever you got going on more than you. This is your stuff. This is your opportunity, your life. I'd rather stand on my feet than live on my knees any day of the week. That's me, though. But that's what I apply in all this stuff here, too. Like, this is not a joke, folks. Not a joke. Don't take it like a joke. Don't take it lightly. Don't become a soap opera character, actor. Because that's what 2022 is about. Nothing but crypto drama, novella, series, episode this, episode that, all year last year. It's part of the pain to enjoy the gains. Gotta make this make sense, though. Those type of pains and stuff, that just takes away from what's really important. These are all distractions, petty distractions. Discard them. They have no value. But that's just me. What do I know? I'm just an old man talking crap on the internet. Don't you know? The same way I tell y'all don't pay attention to anybody, don't pay attention to me either. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to the information you collect, you gather. So when you make a decision, you don't have to just say, wait, I want you to hear somebody else talk about it. You should be able to talk about what you know.